Thank you for asking the question, my good friends, where you asked the question to say, TJ, is land use or zoning a thing in the rural areas? And I'm asking this because I've got a piece of land, and this is the land that is provided for and governed by traditional leaders. Do I still need to do zoning and that kind of thing for what I need to do? And you asked this question. Obviously, we've got a playlist, and playlist just basically means that we've got a couple of videos that we did with our good friend who is a member here at the tribe, one of the resident members. He's a specialist. His name is Dumisani, and he's a town planner here. So this video here is a town planning question that was asked further to the other videos that we had with the specialist, and here is the answer. If we are meeting for the first time, my name is TJ, your host, and I'm a former banker and founder here at the TJ Tribe. And I do business with a focus in student accommodation, flips, which is buy and sell, and coaching, with the hope that all of us, as young, upcoming modern parents, we can be able to have passive income from real estate. Welcome to the channel. Surprise, surprise. I was also surprised on these answers. The answer is that yes, the land use and zoning in the rural areas, it's a thing, right? So that's the short answer to that. So land use and zoning, my good friends, is absolutely a thing in the rural areas in South Africa. Though I might say that the way it is applied can vary significantly compared to urban areas, if that makes sense. So I'm going to give you a general walkthrough of how that is done. So in our rural areas, we all know that there is rural areas in our country, and within these rural areas, I want to say that even though zoning is a thing, but it's just less details and it is less restrictive than in the cities. That's the first thing that we need to say here, but it doesn't mean that it's not a thing. It is a thing. So there is roundabout, I think, about 5 or 6 rural rezoning or rural zoning. These are often categorized in this space. Agriculture, so that piece of section of the rural land is for agriculture. The other one is obviously for rural residential, and the other one will be for conservation, right? So you can't go into this area because it's a conservation area. You have seen that. Like for instance, I like to go to the Kruger quite a bit. That's in the rural, but that whole area you can't do residential because it's the national park. Is designated for conservation purposes. And we have many of these parks in the country. Mining is another big thing. We have many mines that have come up in our cities. And as and when in your rural area you pick up something that is of value, gold, diamonds, that whole section can actually now just be classified a mining zone, right? And the last one is forestry. So these zoning determine what you can and cannot do with a piece of land, e.g. whether you can build a house or start a guest lodge, or whether you can do farming or maybe just running a businesses. I don't know, my good friend, what you specifically were wanting to do with your piece of land in the rural areas, but there is some form of governance. So zoning is managed by the local municipality. So you might be in the rural areas, but who's your local municipality? So even rural areas, they fall under some municipality somewhere, right? So you want to do it by the books, especially like if you're going to be investing a lot of money. You wanting to build a school, as an example. You want to follow the rightful process so that it's set up in the right place. You want to build up a clinic. You want to build in the rural areas, that is. Whatever that you want to do, there is a regional municipality somewhere. So figure out where do you fall into. But more importantly, someone whom you might be closer to the rural space is someone who is called a traditional authority, and there's many of them, depending on the clans and the kingdom part of it. So for the rural land in communal areas, customary law prevails, or should I say tribal councils prevails. So now we're talking about not just the council, but now there's another set of laws. So the tribal laws or the tribal council now dictate what happens in that area, but they are obviously being informed from the municipality, because the municipality are the ones that's going to say the roads is going to come this way. Obviously the chief will dictate, but these things, they are obviously governed from that perspective. So they will influence the land use in that area, especially in the former homelands areas. So our customary law, together with our tribal councils and the chiefs, they will give in that. If you're in property investment, at some point or the other, you have had to evict someone. And I know, my friends, it is a painful exercise. But I'm here to tell you that for the last couple of years, I've been using a company that is called Expello. Expello, basically what they do is that you pay them a monthly fee, and over and above that, whenever you get a delinquent tenant, they will come and evict that individual free of charge, because obviously you've been paying, right? And over and above that, you don't have to do anything. But guess what? I have managed to organize a good price for you. And the link here that you're seeing, which is called expello.link./TJ Tribe, gets you a great discount from Expello. So my friends, don't be caught with your pants down on your tenant. Just Expello them with Expello. It is TJ. Let's go back to the video. Now, in South Africa, we do have a scheme that is called the land use scheme. And we've got what is called, I think they call it the SPLUMA. SPLUMA just basically means Spatial Planning and Land Use Management Act. Yeah, Dumisana was educating me about the SPLUMA. I didn't know about it. But this is basically, these are schemes that cover both urban and rural land, or the use, or what is supposed to be thereof. So if no zoning is clearly assigned, common in deep rural areas, the land may default to what they call undesignated, right, or agricultural, and permissions may be needed for anything beyond that. So it depends on what you're trying to do. I'm hoping that I'm giving you some correct guidance here. So I'm giving you some background of what this is, and I'm giving you that there is some form of governance, that there is compliance. I think that if you have your local chief, that's where you want to start off at there. And then if there is a council behind you guys, obviously the council liaises with the chief. Then you need to obviously to engage with those people. So you can change the land use in the rural areas. Yes, you can. So you can apply for rezoning, but obviously turning agriculture into tourism and residential, it's got its own processes depending on where that piece of land is. And there will be public participation, environmental impact studies sometimes, not all the times, and the approval thereof. So whether you are in the rural and the urban, there is some form of governance. What that governance entails depends on the office, like what we have seen here. So my good friends, there you are. Let's abide by the SPLUMA process, as Dumisani explained it to me. But I'm excited that this is something that's new. I don't invest in rural areas. I don't have a rural area. So there is something there. So land is relatively cheap in the rural areas. So there's lots of things that you can do. So just check out that you are on the right side of the law. Until we meet again on the next video here, the TJ Tribe, it's great hanging out with you. Thank you for asking that question.